Hello, and welcome back to AbsurdLand. Discover the most incredible historical photos and footage that will transform your perspective and shed new light on the past. Let's dive in. First, we're going to watch an incredible video featuring an interview from 1929 with a former slave owner. This footage showcases Rebecca Labor, a former U.S. senator and slave owner from Georgia. Filmed on April 9, 1929, Rebecca was 94 years old at the time. What makes this video truly remarkable is that it provides a glimpse into Rebecca's life growing up in the 1800s, allowing us to see and feel her experiences. Thanks to modern technology, we can clearly view this fascinating old world in color.
Hello, folks. Are you feeling good this morning? Hope you do. I'm trying to get on my feet again. Feel pretty good. Thankful it's as well as it is. Oh, boys, I'm pleased to see you. I don't know where you come from, but I give you all the welcome I've got to offer you. And I want to tell you that I'm living on the same ground that I've lived on for 75 long years. When I come here as an 18-year-old bride. For a North Georgia cracker of my size and age, I've had a pretty good education on that line. Then you know what? I was a 3-year-old girl when the Indians were moved from this country to Indian Territory. I have an indistinct recollection of seeing the red men as they went through the woods. Sorry, everything was woods then at that time. I have a distinct impression as a 3-year-old child can have it. Nevertheless, I've been here since that time, and I've seen the march of progress all the way. At that time, we had all the stagecoaches, and we were looking at Washington budget.
Many questions would arise for people today about the lady, but these will remain forever unanswered. Now, let's see the awesome historical photos with stories. Grover's Mill resident William Dock, ready to defend against Martians after listening to The War of the Worlds, a radio drama about an alien invasion, 1938. A British couple sleeps inside a Morrison shelter, used as protection from collapsing homes during the World War II Blitz bombing raids, March 1941. Building collapsing during the Blitz, 1941. Taxidermist Carl Akeley posing with the leopard he killed with his bare hands after it attacked him, 1896. White Army soldiers executing 2 Red Guard members in Varkaus during the 1918 Finnish Civil War. Victims of the Zoot Suit riots, where groups of U.S. servicemen scoured the streets in Los Angeles looking for, attacking, and stripping Mexican-American teenagers wearing zoot suits, June 1943. A Russian, newly liberated by U.S. soldiers from the Buchenwald concentration camp, points out the Nazi guard who was brutally beating prisoners, April 14, 1945. Warsaw insurgents interrogate an SS member taken prisoner after the capturing of the Past building. Warsaw, August 20th, 1944. Photo by Eugeniusz Brock-Lokajski. May 21st, 1927. Charles Lindbergh flies into Le Bourget Field, Paris, France aboard the Spirit of St. Louis, becoming the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. Russian linguist and decipherer of the Mayan script Yuri Norozov holding his cat Asya. He always listed Asya as his co-author, but the editors always removed her. He also always used this photo, taken around 1980, as the author photo, and was annoyed when the editors cropped her out. German war criminals laugh at a translation mistake during the Nuremberg trials, 1945. A spotter watches for German air raids while a Premier League match between Arsenal and Carlton Athletic goes on, 1940. Truman placed a wreath at the monument of the Los Niños Heroes, 1947. 6 Mexican cadets who would rather die than surrender during the Mexican-American War. Asked why he made the visit, Truman said simply, "Brave men don't belong to any one country. I respect bravery wherever I see it." The man so evil, Hitler called him the man with an iron heart. Reinhard Heydrich, architect of the Holocaust, assassinated in 1942. Eldridge Cleaver and David Hilliard of the Black Panther Party holding a press conference with the Palestinian Liberation Organization in Algiers, Algeria at the Pan-African Cultural Festival 1969. Blimp crashes due to a nuclear test in Nevada, 1957. A huge herd of elephants in Tsavo East National Park in Kenya in 1976. It was one of the last herds of this size observed. From the beginning of the 20th century to the 1970s, the elephant population decreased 7.5 times and amounted to approximately 1.3 million. Currently, it's around 400,000. The crew of USS Miami cleans up after bombarding the Palau Islands in 1944. Coffee break on the job in Chicago, 1964. French paratroopers dropping over an old Japanese airfield at Dien Bien Phu during Operation Castor, November 20th, 1953. In 1973, during a brief ceasefire of the Vietnam War, a North Vietnam War reporter met with a South Vietnam Marine. They chatted and took this photo. They only met again 45 years later. Raymond Robinson, also known as Charlie No Face, often walked at night to avoid people's frightened reactions. His face was disfigured due to a severe accident. Despite becoming the subject of horror stories because of his appearance, he was actually a friendly and harmless person. Pennsylvania, 1950s to 1960s. Setela Steinbach, a Romani girl from the Netherlands, transported from Camp Westerbork to extermination camp Auschwitz-Birkenau, May 19, 1944. Warsaw insurgents at the barricade on Jelazna Street, August 1944. Photo by Sylwester Chris. John Philo with a camera in hand, overlooking the National Guardsmen near students, protesting the expanding U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, the day of the Kent State Massacre, May 4, 1970. May 24, 1991. The world record for the most passengers on a commercial airplane is achieved when 1,122 refugees are lifted from Ethiopia on an El Al Boeing 747. 5 babies were born aloft during several flights. The landship USS Recruit under construction in Union Square in 1917. Last known photo of the Barbary Atlas lion by Marcellin Flandrin in the Atlas Mountains, 1925. Polish policeman in full assault gear, 1934. Train passengers wearing masks to protect themselves from the Spanish flu, 1918. Russian writer Alexander Pushkin and French writer Alexandre Dumas. Each had a black ancestor who was a general in a European army. An old rumor claimed that Pushkin faked his 1837 death in a duel, moved to France, and became Dumas. Bonnie and Clyde's bullet-riddled Ford V8, 1934. the traditional architectural style of an elite family's home, Jenne, Mali, West Africa, photographed in 1906. A hookah cafe in Istanbul, Ottoman Empire, 1885. Queen Fawzia Fuad of Iran and Princess of Egypt, circa 1939. Adolf Hitler poses in lederhosen, circa 1930s. Grigory Rasputin with his followers, Russia, 1914. He was a Russian mystic and religious leader who gained significant influence in the court of Tsar Nicholas II through his alleged healing and prophetic abilities. Anne Frank's father, Otto Frank, served as a lieutenant during World War I. By his merits, he earned 2 Iron Crosses from both classes, circa 1914. Apollo 10 commander Tom Stafford pats the nose of a giant stuffed Snoopy prior to launch, 1969. U.S. President John F. Kennedy, after beginning his presidency with a speech that declared, "The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans," celebrated with his wife Jacqueline at his inaugural ball. Photo by Paul Schutzer, 1961. Soviet border guard on duty wearing winter uniform, 1960s. David Attenborough entertains Prince Charles and Princess Anne with a cockatoo, 1958. Fidel Castro with Malcolm X in Harlem, 1960. The event was a symbolic moment in the global struggle against racial discrimination and imperialism. A Joseph Jasger photo, taken backstage at the Earl Carroll Vanities burlesque show. It was a popular entertainment show in the 1940s. Jasger's backstage photographs offer a glimpse into the burlesque world of that era. An astonishing photo from 1936 of a distressed young girl living in a shack town near Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It vividly reflects the social and economic struggles of the era. Photo by Dorothea Longa.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.